Hey guys, welcome to Coding with Chris. Almost said welcome to the Rubber Duck Dev Show, but that ain't it. This ain't that. We got some fun things going on here. One thing I'm gonna do is, hey Marco, what's happening, man? Is the music too loud, guys? Seems loud in my head, but you let me know. I mean, right? Music too loud? There's not such a thing, but seriously, though, is it too loud? You just let me know. All right, so let's see what we've got to play with here now. I've been working all week on Perlin Noise. I was working with a couple of fine folks on the Dragon Ruby Discord. We were working on... Okay, cool. Thanks, Marco. We were working on rolling our own Perlin Noise because the Ruby implementations that were out there were too slow, and my version of the Dragon Ruby executable, the standard version, you can't import C libraries. So you can do that with higher paid versions, but with our standard version for the community project, we can't. So we had to kind of go roll our own Perlin Noise. And there were some very smart mathy people on there that dug into it and got us started, and then I made some modifications and then got to something that seems to basically work. So we can now generate a noise map. Yay, you say. This looks like just a big mess. Well, it kind of is, but that's all right. We're gonna do some things with it. So if anybody cares, you can look the Perlin Noise. This is all the mathy bits to generate the values for each of these cells that we're using to visualize. If you want to look at the mathy bits, if you think you can make the mathy bits better, be my guest. Please be my guest. But we're not going to concentrate on that today. We are going to concentrate on making our tile object that's going to store the data for each of our map tiles. So there's lots of little things we got to store, because the height map is not the only thing that we're going to want here. We really want at least 3 kind of noise maps. We want a height map, we want a temperature map, and we want a moisture map. And those combined will kind of describe what biomes are going to be present on any particular tile. So, not biomes, biome. We're not going to have multiple biomes on a tile. That would just be stupidly hard and not worth it. Okay, so anyway, we also are doing some things in here that, like this temp map viz. This is not a real thing. We're doing this because we're shortcutting some stuff in here to visualize our maps. We're just putting some solids in with different colors based on values that are in a particular cell. These eventually are going to be sprites, which actually are faster than solids in Dragon Ruby, I learned. But this stuff here, where we're deciding what to do, what colors to color a particular cell or what sprites to use, actually isn't going to be in here. We'll be moving that out, but right now it's just a quick kind of hammer and duct tape way to visualize what we're doing. Also, a lot of stuff in the main needs to be refactored out. Again, this was hammer and duct tape stuff just to get ourselves visualizing quickly. One sec. Okay, good. So what we want to do is, one, we have this world object. This really needs to be a singleton, because we're going to have, when the game loads, we're going to have one world, and it's going to kind of keep the world meta information for us. So one of the things we're going to learn how to do today, because I've never actually done this, as long as I've been doing Ruby programming, I have never implemented a singleton pattern in Ruby. So we're going to find out how to do that. Oh, also on my drawing stuff, I got a nice little grid background, so I don't have to draw crappy grids. Hey! So yeah, try and make things better for you guys. All right. Ruby singleton. Does anybody not know what a singleton is? Should I define, or are we all caught up there? So we just need to include singleton. And what is it? It just uses instance. Okay, great. You guys let me know if I go too fast or if you have questions. We're here to learn, so. What I don't know is if mRuby can do this, because Dragon Ruby actually runs on mRuby, which is a fast implementation. Well, you read my mind, Marco. That's what I'm wondering. Is it? I guess we shall find out. Because it's part of the standard Ruby definition, and mRuby has most of the stuff, but there are some differences, so we'll have to find out. So what we're going to do to see if this will work is we're going to go into our main. We are going to require world and see if it will load. It did not. What are you griping about? Model maps world does not exist. What? Well, you're right. It's not under maps because I'm a dum-dum. Okay, so uninitialized constant singleton. So I probably need to include something for that. What is that in? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm gonna need to require something. Oh, look at there. All right. See if that works. The thing I don't like is that the requires have to be, well, as far as I can tell, have to be in the main, all of them. Let us just try to see if we can get away with this, right? Because I'd rather not require a god-awful list of stuff just in main RB. Singleton does not exist. Oh, shoot. All right. I don't think this is going to solve my problem either, but let's try. No, it doesn't. So, all right, what we're going to do then is I am not going to worry about the singleton right now because we want to get on with other stuff. We can convert this to a singleton later if it becomes necessary. It really should be, because we only ever want one of these to be running, to exist. But that's not going to be problematic for quite a while. All right, so on the world, we're going to want a world map. Well, first we're going to want to initialize. So let us now the world map initializer has some stuff: a width, a height, a tile size, and a seed. So we're going to want to set some defaults in here. I don't want a tile size. Let's set that right now to, I'm going to set it to, we're going to want world width. I'm going to default those to small. Now what this means is we're going to have to pass these things in when we initialize world, which right now we're initializing world map directly from here and setting things. Where is it? Right. So I'm passing these args. Yeah, I can pass args around. Now, one of the things that I have done here, like in the Perlin, I made these named arguments because just passing a bunch of numbers gets really confusing looking at the calls. Then you have to go back and look at the actual class to say, what the hell does 3 mean, right? I'm debating whether I should just be consistent with named args. I don't like having this many, but the other thing I could do is just splat args, but I like having very specifically defined things where I can have very specifically defined things, right? Yes, it's a shortcut and it's less rams you're passing around, but I don't know. There's an argument to be made for readability and maintainability too. Those are things you have to keep in mind. So when we initialize, we are going to need a width, a height, a tile size. Do I really though? I think actually the world can handle either defining those things or loading them from definition files, which is ultimately what we're going to want to do. We're going to want to, I think, have those in JSONs that can be defined. We'll do that for now. If we need to expose them later, we'll expose them later, right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, so we got a new world map, and we are going to, here though, I think I want to name these. File size and seed. Okay, so we're going to want height. And I'm going to do this because otherwise things are going to get really long. We're going to want hole size, tile size, and our seed. Ultimately, we want that to be definable, but right now I think I can just do... No, I don't want to do that. Let's just define a seed. Right. Okay, so the world also will want to have, I think we're going to want to have a tick method there. I think. So what we're doing, the tick is the loop that runs here, right? So what we're doing here is we're saying, okay, if this is tick count 0, which means it's the first tick, we're going to do our setup because we don't want to do all the setup and map generation on every tick. That's 60 times a second. That would be insanely bad. So we're not going to do that. So we just call all this stuff to begin with. A lot of this stuff is going to need to be moved into the world class. So, because we don't want this all out here, right? Think about this. So what we're going to want to call in generate world map is we're not actually going to want to generate the world map here. We're going to want to load world, right? So let's start with that. Yeah. So there we'll want to generate world map, right? So I'm going to make these 40. I have 360. Yeah. And I had my tile sizes 2. I won't need this anymore. And the speed is just random numbers, so that's world map. Yeah, I could go for one of those right now. All right, so we're going to want to generate the world map. This stuff is all defined internally. So what I would really want to do, yeah, is just make this call. But with our internal variables. Right? Store the args and add args within the class so you don't have to keep passing them around. Yes. That is true. I could. But my reading of Dragon Ruby, and I could be wrong about this, is that you don't really want to do instance variables in the main. So, and also I will find a way to stop passing these around. Actually, I don't have to pass them around because I can do this. What is it? gtk.args.stuff. So I don't have to pass them around. I can just, because they are a global variable, so I can do this. But I really, I don't know. That just gives me the willies when I do stuff like that. So I just decided to just pass them through. I can actually access them in here too. I can do whatever the hell, right? So I can access that stuff if I need to in my classes, but I don't want to in these data classes. I want to use that stuff in view classes, right? I want to try to keep that stuff off the presentation things off of my data classes, my models. All right, so we're not actually, I know, global variables in Ruby. In the case of Dragon Ruby, I understand why they did this, and I honestly can't think of a better way to do it with the thing, because they needed to make this, you know, zero, what word am I trying to think of? Zero prerequisite installs and stuff and passing around. So, I mean, I get it, but I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. Yeah, it's one of their ways to store state, which, again, I probably like this state variable. You can put basically anything in here, right? And then you can use that for save and load and all that kind of stuff. But I think we're going to want a little more sophisticated and tightened system than that. At least that's my plan. But we'll see when we get there. Where am I at? So we are actually not going to want this Inimawa. Right? Right. What we're going to want to do is have this call that. Which I think that does. And then what my world is going to need to have is we will want to have a thing called tiles, which is going to be an array, a multi-dimensional array of tile objects. So how the hell did I... This is what I want. So that gives me a multi-dimensional array of this on the X and height on the Y. You don't actually have to initialize it like this, but my reading says that this makes things a little more efficient because it pre-allocates how big that's going to be, and I don't ever need it to be bigger than what we've defined as the width and height. So, is that true? I don't know. Makes me feel better though. All right, so we're also going to want an accessor for tiles. What did I do? What? Dummy. It has too many lines. I know. Right, but fine. We'll be doing that a little differently later too. All right, so now got the tiles. We're gonna want to generate those tiles. Yeah. And in the world map, we're already going through an entire XY loop. But we're gonna need to do that again when we're defining the world, because now we need to set up tiles for those. All right, so we actually want to make sure to start at 0. Otherwise, I would do at world width dot times, but that I'm pretty sure that starts at 1. So we're gonna make that X. And then we need to I just can't type. This is going to be equal to a new... Wrong language. We're just going to stuff a tile in there, and then we will set some things from the world map onto this tile. But we don't have a tile yet, so... Now we do. All right, so what this is going to want to hold is no, I don't want to pass those as params. I do not want to do that. What I want to do, just have these as a tribute. So we want to go height value, and then we're going to want other things like the moisture value and the temperature value and that kind of stuff, right? But right now, what we're going to do is just default that to 0. This is what I need for the moment. Let's do it this way. I don't want to access this array twice. My height value is going to be my world map. XY. Right? Is that what I'm doing out? No, I'm actually doing that inside here. But I don't want to do that inside here. What I want to do so I think what I want to do is define a thing, an accessor like this, because when I access this, it would be nice to not type this, but rather to access it like that, right? Because that's more standard notation. But I can't remember if this is exactly how you do that. If anybody knows the syntax for what I'm trying to do here, let me know. I don't think that's right, but I don't even know how to look. I don't know what to call this to look it up. I think that's no. All right. Well, we'll see if that works. If not, we'll look it up later. Not important, just a nice to have. All right, so we want right in this. All right, so I've got my world map over here. I'm just gonna do this for now because I know that works. Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Let's just do this. This is what I wanted. Although it would be kind of cool. Well, no, but because I'm going to have my world map is going to have different maps in it, temperature map and a moisture map, so I'm going to need to specify them anyway. So that doesn't matter. Okay. This, however, could benefit from that, but again, not that big a deal at the moment. All right, so I've got my height value on this tile. Tile is doing the thing, right? And okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to know that works. I thought that was, I remember that being right, but I've never actually done that before. I've just passed it in reading. So, I mean, good guess me, I suppose. Or hooray Ruby for being so easy to guess what the right thing is. Yeah, I know. I like the fact that most of the time I can guess at something and it'll be right. It's one of the reasons I was really excited to start doing game dev in Ruby is because I've played with Unity, which is C#, and I just do not like the C# language. I just don't enjoy programming in it. I spent, you know, a decade programming in .NET, and I just don't like it. It's not as fun as Ruby, in my opinion. But maybe that's just me. All right, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to what are we trying to do here? Get my height value onto my tile, and then what I want to do is I want to move this stuff out. I want to be doing this in the tile. This is actually going to be the sprite that we're going to... It's not a sprite yet. And this won't be going just off of height value. Oh, we need... I can't do this in the tile because it doesn't know what its offsets are. I mean... Wait, yeah, it does, because we can assign it an XY value. Yes, yes, yes. This is what we want to do. We want the tile to know which tile it is. It's got an XY, right? So... we also want it to have... It should know its own size, right? Yes, it should. That just makes a whole lot of sense. Then what we want to do... Okay, yeah, then we want our sprite method. And we want to do something like this. All right, so our primitive right now is not going to be a sprite. We'll get to that later. Right now it's just a solid, but our X offset is actually going to be our X value times our size. And same for Y. right? And our width is going to be our size. This is just how big we're drawing this particular box on the screen. And then red, green, blue. I'm just making this solid blue because this is my water definition where the height's less than 0.7. Just an arbitrary number I picked. So these will be the same. I wonder if it's... All right, tell me, chat. If I did this and just assigned X offset here, would that actually save me compute cycles, or does it make any appreciable difference? Just wondering. I don't think it does, because I'm still only going to calculate each of these once on each call of this, whether I calculate it up here or in here. It's not that I'm calculating these 3 times, right? Right. Okay, I've talked myself into it. Cool. Why are you complaining? Eh? Oh. All right. All right, give me a second, Ruby. Yeah. More readable anyway. So I could turn that into a variable and it'd probably be even more readable, but whatever. All right, and then here we want to return the primitive. So later, this is the only reason this is a solid is because we're saying solid. Later we can change this hash a bit to say, get this sprite at this place and make this a sprite, right? So that'll end up returning a sprite. Right now it's not a sprite, but you get the idea. All right, so what we're doing here, let us take a look at, let's do a bit of drawing. Right. So let me see if I can do my drawing like a 3-year-old again. So if we've got this map, right? And we've got, so this is my, no, we're down here, actually. So draw. Oh, got the things. All right, so this is my 1-1 tile right here, right? And so this would be, nope, my 2-1. I gotta quit trying to treat this like a mouse. Right. And this would be my 1-2, be my 2. So these are the tiles. But remember, we set a tile size of what, 2? So pixel wise, if I'm 0, 0 here, actually, so pixel wise, if I'm 0, 0, where I'm actually putting this 2-1 is at starting at 2 pixels here. This is pixel 2, right? So we have to have offsets by the tile size to know where to put this actual tile. Because it's not just the address, the XY coordinate. It has to know how big it is. So that's what the offsets are for, is from pixel perspective, where am I putting this tile? I think it's this top left corner is what we're trying to get to of each one. So if I wanted to put a tile here, I gotta say, okay, what's the size? So I'm actually at, what am I at, 3, 3? So I am at pixel 6.6 here because we've got a size of 2, right? So that's what that offset stuff is. Yay, I got to draw. Aren't you impressed with my artistic level? Amazing, isn't it? Okay. So now that I've got a sprite assigned to it, which is actually the primitive I want. My tiles, what I need to do, my next step is going to be something like this, right? But problem is world tiles A doesn't exist, and I don't want to be pulling it from the state, and it's not direct primitives. So what I need to do is world dot, just called it tiles, and then what I want is the sprite, but I need to flatten that out. So I think what I want to do I don't think I can do this though, because sprite won't know what to do with that. So what I need to do is map it, I think. That work? I think that'll work. And then from that point on should be we created the render target here. We pass it in here. So, all right, so what we're doing here, right now we're dealing with the Dragon Ruby stuff. What? I get that syntax wrong? Right, isn't it? Miss a memo? Oh, not with do that all. Gotta do it like that. All right. So what we're doing is we're creating a render target. So basically we're creating kind of a canvas here called world map, and we're telling it, here's all your primitives, right? Here's what you're going to be drawing. Then we create one sprite out of all of those primitives and then draw that one sprite. Now we could actually just draw the sprites directly from here and bypass all this, but then I've got a bunch of different sprites instead of just one sprite. And since my world map isn't going to be changing, I don't need, I can just draw one thing on the screen and let it be there, right? That saves a whole lot of overhead. So in theory, if I've typed everything correctly, we should be back to where we were. There's not a chance in hell I've got that right. Okay. World map with these args doesn't exist on world. What did I do? Yes, I don't. Also, I don't need that. How does it not? Did I not? Oh, it's loaded. New world map with width. Did I do it backward? Yes, I did. There we go. Okay. Yes, huh? Width, height, file size, and seed. Well, no, I don't think so. I don't think they're order dependent, but doesn't exist on world-class world. What the hell does that mean? Why is that in an array? What have I done? Just created a new world. Generate the world map. I've got an initializer for my world. Oh, first of all, yeah, okay. I forgot to come back and. So we don't want to do this up here. Right. Want to do. Oh, yeah, I do. Because we're going to pass X is X, Y is Y, size is size. Initialize map. Okay. No. Huh? House. True. Good catch, M. Ruby. Uninitialized tile. Load. I really, really don't like this. This is going to get gross really fast. Got to be a better way. I mean, I could put this all in a requires file, not in. Well, get that, but still, that's pretty gross. Well, except for the fact that I can. It is because I can do. This, right? In the world where it's required. Can't do that in Dragon Ruby. I have to do it here. That's what my gripe is. But let's prioritize our bitching. Wrong number of arguments, 1 for 3. What, huh? Oh, because I didn't name these. And I should. Right? It's not strictly necessary. I mean, obviously it's not necessary to do that. But as I said before, if I'm looking at what, huh? Throwing my brain. If I do this, then when I'm over here looking at the calling function, nope, over here looking at the calling. Nope. It was right for, okay. So if I'm over here, I know exactly what these numbers are that I'm passing, right? In this case, because they're variables, I know anyway, but this just seems more declarative to me. So I'm gonna do it. Where is this? World map 16. Height map XY. Okay. Oh, why is that nil? Did I go out of scope here? No. Oh. Dumb. Because I hadn't created it. Okay, now it's doing something. Oh, and then I broke things. Okay, we got through the you can see here because I've got some stuff. That just created 231,120 cells, so XY coordinates. The minimum and maximum values I got across those cells was this, and I put out a distribution of at rounded to 0.1 of the different distributions. This ends up the values that go in these cells from 0.1 up to 1.6 in this case. It looks like a bell curve, so you've got low numbers of these at the ends and it increases in the middle, so your middle-ish values have the highest occurrences, right? And that's just how Perlin noise works out. Just so as you know. All right, so where we had a problem was somewhere over here. I didn't put past something back here, right? Because it was trying to actually render the thing. I think... Let's see what this actually looks like. Because this may not be working the way I think it is. Because what did it gripe about? Doesn't exist on nil. Never got there. Is world tiles nil? Shouldn't be. Oh, world map. What? Sorry, bear with me just a second. Info on my daughter. Okay. It's all good. All good. All right, what's happening here? Let's just do this one step at a time and see where things get tripped up. So am I not getting tiled? World.tile. I have an axe. That's getting set. I am... Oh my lord. Wait, no. Chat, why'd you let me do something stupid like that? Come on. Not watching out for me. How dare you? Can't possibly have been my fault. It had to be your fault. Right? It was. Balls. Map 16. So height map isn't. Oh. World.tiles. Well, it's saying that World 23 is calling that. Why is it saying that that is... What? That didn't make any sense. Because it had already done this stuff, so it got to the end of this. Got to the end of that. And I am trying to hit world map.height map. Oh. No, I'm signing the... Oh, I don't have an accessor. But I just want a reader. I want people outside chain. That would be a mess. Alright. Let us try again. How fun is this, chat? Are we having fun yet? Oh, son of a bitch. Now where are we crapping out? World map 17. Still that. Oh, no, I don't need an accessor because I'm doing this. Is it on Steam? Yeah, man. $60. It's all yours. You're a true fan, Marco. Why? All right. Think about what we're doing here. So I make a world map, right? Another one of these things. I do the generate map. Generate map calls the generate height map, right? Makes an internal noise. Sets the height map variable to an array, so it initializes that. So that's not nil at this point. Goes through here and assigns the array all its values, right? And I know this is not nil because it's putting this stuff out from height map, right? Because this is an instance variable, this shouldn't go out of scope here, right? So when I come to access this, this is a local variable, but this is not what it's bitching about. What it's bitching about is the fact that at height map is null. Or let's see where we're trying to see. Could be, but there it's a square, so while that may technically be true, it shouldn't matter. So you've got an X and a Y. What else? Let me just put out the X. We'll get this, chat. Don't you worry. And look at all the RSpec we're doing. Breaking my own rule. See, it's putting all this stuff out. So at X, it's got a thing. At that point, there must be an X that we get to that's not okay. We shall find out what it is. I think I know what it is. I'm kind of a dum-dum. It's gonna be the last one. Hey, we only have 200, 1,000 of these to go through. It's cool. No. We have 640 to go through. We're only doing the X print. All right, stop. Just stop. I'm done. I'm done. Ah, crap. Can't figure out how to do interrupts on Dragon Ruby. That's something I'm gonna have to look into because the Control C just ain't working while it's chugging through here. We'll get there though. But the last one is going to be a problem. You know why? Why is the last one going to be a problem, chat? What did I dick up that makes the last one a problem? Come on, tell me. You know what it is, chat. Where is it that I dicked this up? I know you know, chat. While this is running, I'll give you a chance to pool your brains and come up with the answer. Oh, good God. And printing stuff is very expensive. Come on, chat. I know you can do it. You can. It's right here. Tell me what I need to fix. Sweet Lord. What are we up to here? Ah. That's good, Marco. Do the exclusive. Well, except, though, doesn't that exclude both sides? Or does it not? I think it excludes both sides, doesn't it? Just the upper one? Well, we'll give that a shot and see. If this ever frickin' finishes. Finish. You know, I wish I hadn't done this. Oh, I'm only printing out the X, but I'm doing it for every frickin'... Oh God, there are 200,000. Help! Come on, catch a Control C. You can do it. Oh, I don't want to go into PIDs and do kill 9s on PIDs, damn it. Is that what I'm gonna have to do? So we don't spend the rest of our time watching this scroll. God. -9. No, I don't want to kill all. Just want to kill one. Good. Five. Uh-oh. still running. Good. Oh, come on. Chat, I'm about to lose my shit. Much fun is watching this crap. No, I can't. Well, yes. I wonder what happens if I just to see. Oh God, no. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh yeah, it's all whacked up. No. Oh God, why did I do that? Let me well, this is Linux. I don't think Control-D works that way. But which is why I was trying to PID kill it. Yeah, I think it is. I don't think I've got two of them. Interesting, but all right, hold on a minute. Yeah, the PIDs. All right, right. That's what. There we go. But didn't like the go kill. Interesting. All right, I got rid of it. All right, back into our turn mode. All right, so I took that crap out. All right, so let's talk about what we need to fix here. I am at here. All right, so as Marco pointed out, well, first let me say the problem is this. That should fix the issue. As Marco pointed out, Ruby has a nice little doohickey where if you put the 3 dots, it's exclusive. Now, Marco says he believes that's for the upper only. I was thinking that actually excluded both ends, but let us see. What I need to do is I just need to make sure I catch the 0. Yep, you were right, Marco. Now, this doesn't look correct. but we got through without any problem. What? All right, so I think this is not what we think it should be. Let me get rid of... I don't need this stuff. It's crap out of here. Leave this in for a minute in case I mess something up, and I'm going to comment this out. Right? Right. Okay. I just want to see what that array looks like that I'm putting in there. Probably isn't doing what I think it's doing. What the hell? Oh. Oh. That what it's mapping? What? Oh, tile doesn't support serialization. Why not? Does mruby make me specify that something is serializable? I mean, that explains why we're not getting what I think we should be getting, but why can't I do that? World tile. Oh, it's just an array. Okay. Oh, because it's a multi-dimensional. All right, so what? Okay, I understand the problem. I also don't need these. Good, we're simplifying code. I like. All right, now this stuff we don't actually want to be doing in here because how am I going to get that into here? I think for now what I'm going to do, not far ahead of ourselves, let's put this let's put it here. And then we want to put the tile right. So we're just going to load them in there one at a time as we're going through here. That's fine. Yeah, I know, don't introduce global variables. I don't want to, but for now we're going. All right, so I think that'll get us what we need. So basically, rather than putting these all in one shot here by trying to do a map, we're just going to build this thing internally for now. We'll change that later. See if that fixes our problem. No. Value method missing. What? How? Oh. That is true. Okay. You know what? First off, hold the phone. That's weird. That up, but I don't need this anymore. I don't need this whole bloody thing. Need that, I don't need that. Good. Simpler. Like it. Let's get rid of all this crap because we don't need that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Now I'm going to, while we're doing this testing here, do that just so I can see. Well, I won't be able to see. Just do 100 by 10 by 10 and be so freaking small we can be able to see it. So tile 17. I don't have. Oh. Also true. Chat, why are you letting me make these mistakes? Come on, man. And size is not. Yes. Chat, come on now. You know I'm gonna blame you for everything that goes wrong, right? Why would I take the blame? What? Get it, chat, don't worry. All right, now we've got something, but we don't have the right something. Actually, let's bump our tile size up, make it a little bit easier to see. Yeah, I've got something out of whack here. All right. What am I getting? Want to see what I'm putting in. So I've got the X's and Y's, I've got red, green, blue, alpha 5, primitive marker solid. So that's not the problem. That looks correct. do I not have? Instead of doing a render target for now, let's cut this out. And just go directly to the statics. That right? Yeah, I think so. I'll just paint it directly to the screen without trying to do the render. Yeah, okay. It's a problem with how we're assigning the render target. So this works. It's good stuff. All right. So this should work. So we've got this render target called world map, right? And then I should be able to set that. So let's see what that is. Just go ahead and give me the answer, Marco, so I don't have to dick around with this and tell me what I'm doing wrong here. Okay. Oh, because we got rid of these. What we actually want here is my world width and height. So I need I don't think I want a accessory here. I want also so here I want world width. I need tile size. Right? Pretty sure that was all your fault, Marco. You know, just saying. All right, that looks a little wonky though. Oh, that's because I'm 100 by 100. All right, so let's put back this, and we'll see what we. Hey, look at that. We did a thing. We did a thing, chat. All right, so this is much improved. Right, we've cleaned up a lot of this crap. We can clean up more, but let's start here. This stuff ultimately we'll want to read in from somewhere. Not that, this, right? So that this can be defined. But we're gonna, that's save load mess. We'll mess with that later. So we've got these things. How many? That looked very smooth. How many octaves am I running? I'm running 3. Okay, that all seems okay. It's just that seed looks smooth, I guess. What happens if I change the seed to some random crap? Let's just see, shall we? Look at that. That is... Oh, I know why this looks so weird. We're zoomed in too far. Try that again. Basically, what I had done with the tile size of 4, we doubled the size of each tile that's on here, so it kind of basically zooms it in. So we were only looking at like this much of that expanded out to the whole screen. So this is what the whole map looks like. What happens if you resize the window? Not a whole lot. It does do some scaling, but Dragon Ruby does that, but the pixels are always going to be 1280 by 720. That's defined inside the Dragon Ruby engine. So now what we can do and what we will do later is this map can be bigger than the 1280 by 720, and we can allow you to scroll around and move it. So the map can exist as bigger than that, but all it will ever show is 1280 by 720. That's hard-coded. Now, I can full screen this, so it's nice and full screen. That's a setting, but I don't have any way to exit the full screen yet. We need to write some controls, keyboard captures for the thing. Also, you know, we need to, you know, like hold down middle mouse button and drag. It allows you to drag the bigger thing around, but we'll get to that. So well, that's weird. I would have expected to see kind of white bar. Oh no, I wouldn't, because I've got stuff here and stuff here that's flipping that. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Fine, chat. All right, so that's pretty happy thing. So we've got lots of big lakes and ponds here going. I put some on the really high stuff, some snow-capped peaks. This is just little bits of visualization here. Everything else is just kind of grayscaled based on value. So it's just RGB or 100 times the value there. So it's some level of gray. I just put and I can do that for everything, but I put the blue and the white in here just so it's easier to see where the peaks and the valleys really are. Now, there are all kinds of things we'll want to do with this. I think, though, that this is a good place for the map to be, the world map. As I said before, we've got a height map right now, but we actually want 2 more maps. We want a temperature map and a moisture map. The moisture map is just going to be another random Perlin noise generation, moisture all over the place, because that'll kind of define the difference between desert and rainforest, right? The amount of moisture. And then the temperature map will kind of be a gradient from the equator out, gets lower as you go out, and also based on height, you'll have a temperature drop off based on the height. So as you go up in elevation, the temperature will get colder. So that'll be a little more uniform map. But then all those things together decide which biome you're in and we'll decide that based on, I'll show you a cool little thing that, you know, every game developer in the world uses when they're doing map biomes. That, where is it? Biome maps. So there's this thing called Whitaker's biome map. This is like real world stuff. Open this up so you can see it. So this is not for gaming, but game developers use this a lot. But this is actual what happens on Earth as the temperature changes and as the annual precipitation changes. You get these different biomes, right? And so we'll kind of do that based on our temperature, precipitation, and height maps. We'll decide which biomes go where on the tiles, on those three things. The height map really is there to A, define where water is. If things are below a certain level, we've got water, right? And B, where temperatures drop off on heights, right? Because if I have a really high thing, it may be tundra, even if it's closer to the equator, right? So height maps will basically affect the temperature. There's all kinds of things you can do too with because precipitation is affected by where mountains are and which way winds blow and erosion and all kind. You can get really fancy with these maps, but we're gonna stick to this, right? But hey, feel free to pull this stuff down and play with all kinds of weird erosion things and more fun stuff. But I think that's a good place to call this one. So what I'm going to try to do, and you'll have to help me remember, chat, is I'm going to try each session to branch off to a session date stamp so that I can push that up, and then I'll merge that into the develop branch, but we'll have a record of what happened each session, right? So I'm not exactly sure where we want to take this next time. I think what we may do is start working on the temperature and precipitation maps now that we've got this all together and we have the tile stuff to store that information in. Then we can make our maps, our real world map, actually look like something, right? Then we can get into other fun stuff. But for today, I think this is going to be the place to leave it. So we refactored the world map generation, right? So we didn't really fundamentally change any operation. We just did a bunch of refactoring today and introduced this new data object tile so that we'd have a place to store this stuff, because we're gonna have to store more about the tiles. So I will push this up, and then I'm going to merge it into develop and push that. So everything's up. We should be in fairly good shape. We'll get to temperature and moisture maps next time, and maybe we can start picking some biomes. I think the temperature and moisture maps will go a little bit faster now that we've got all the structure here to carry things. I hope. Because once we get the world map kind of established, we'll want to gen the play maps, which will be very similar but on a smaller scale. Then we can start actually doing the gameplay stuff, which will be nice. Probably we'll end up jumping back and forth between gameplay and map generation and procedural generation and back and forth, so we don't get bored with one particular thing. But anyway, you guys feel free to pull this down and play with the different settings. You can get different map gens by changing the seeds. And if you go into the world map, generating the height map, you can change the octaves, persistence, and lacularity of the Perlin noise. If you don't know what that is, I would highly suggest that you just look up these terms in relation to Perlin noise, because they will tell you there's graphs and stuff that will explain that much better than I probably could. But feel free to play with these and just gen the maps and see what you come up with. You know, flatter, stronger, all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting stuff. I really enjoy this kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I was playing with this, changing these values all day yesterday, just kind of dicking around with it on and off, and just having a blast getting different maps to come out, because I'm just nerdy like that. Anyway, you guys pull it down, play with it. If you got any suggestions or want to make additions to this, feel free. This is a community learning project, so you are always free to submit PRs or put tickets on. I welcome that. In fact, I really want that, because it'll help us all get better. Anyway, hope you guys really enjoyed that. If you did, please consider liking us on Twitch, or following us on Twitch, and liking and subscribing on YouTube. We're in both places. Also, follow us on Twitter at Ducky Dev Show, or come join our Discord. That would be even mo better, because we'll be talking a lot in there. And there is a Discord link for you if you can't get it from somewhere else, because we're not cool enough to have really fancy, easy to remember names. We've got the weird number yet, but we'll get there. Anyway, join me in all those places. Keep talking. I'm sure I'll play with this some more during the week and fool around with some stuff. You guys do that too. And until next time, happy programming.